Hey guys, tonight we explore something a little darker. A time of plague, punishment, and pottage. We are diving into what life was really like during the Middle Ages. Forget the pain and stress of the day. This is a place to forget stress and rest. The truth, you probably wouldn't last a single day. Before you get comfortable, make sure you subscribed and let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating us to see who's joining us from around the world. You can put on your headphones if you like, and let's ease into tonight's journey together as the day continues to unfold quietly and without drama. Much of medieval life keeps moving because of women, not loudly, not officially announced, just steadily inside homes. Work has already begun. It never really stopped. A woman stands near the hearth, gently stirring a pot. The fire is warm, but not wild. It crackles softly, doing what fire does best, helping without asking for credit. Cooking is not a hobby here. It is survival with a spoon. Ingredients are simple: grain, vegetables, maybe a bit of milk. Nothing fancy, nothing wasted. A quick taste, a small adjustment, enough. Nearby, another woman sits on a low stool, sewing. Her hands move without thinking. Up, down, pull. The fabric is rough, but familiar. She has worked with cloth like this since she was young. If a seam is weak, it will show later. So stitches are careful. Children move through the space as if the house is a gentle obstacle course. One crawls, another follows too closely. A woman reaches out without looking and pulls a child just enough to prevent a fall. Not dramatic, just experienced. Childcare is not a separate task. It is part of everything. Children are everywhere, near fires, near tools, near life. And somehow this works. The day has a soft rhythm. Cooking flows into cleaning. Sewing breaks for feeding. Talking happens in between. Women do not rush. They cannot. Too many things need attention at once. Outside the home, some women work in workshops, small spaces filled with tools, cloth, baskets, or grain. They stand, sit, lift, sort. Work here is quiet, but constant. No one asks if they are tired. Tired is normal. In the marketplace, women appear as well. Some sell eggs, some cloth, some bread they made early that morning. They stand behind small stalls, calm and confident. They know prices. They know people. If someone tries to bargain too hard, a smile appears that says, "I have heard this before," and usually the price stays the same. Trading is not about shouting. It is about trust. These women know that the market feeds not only stomachs, but relationships. They talk while selling, share short news, exchange quiet advice. The market becomes part of their daily pattern. Back in the homes, sewing continues. Clothes must last. There are no spare outfits waiting in closets. A torn sleeve is not thrown away. It is fixed. A child's tunic becomes smaller every year. Stitching is adjusted. Cloth is reused. Nothing wastes space. Women also carry water. Heavy buckets, careful steps. They balance weight and patience together. Sometimes, two women walk side by side, buckets swinging slowly, talking gently, sharing the moment. Not gossip, just words to make the walk lighter. As the sun shifts, tasks change. Bread is checked. Children are counted. 1, 2, yes, all present. A baby cries briefly, is held, stops. The house exhales. This work is not written down. It is not praised loudly, but without it, Nothing else works. Fields cannot feed without meals being made. Markets cannot open without goods prepared. Castles cannot function without clean clothes, carried water, cooked food. Women are the quiet structure beneath everything, and they know it. There is pride here, but not shown, strength, but not displayed, just endurance. As the afternoon moves forward, hands grow tired, but work continues. A woman stretches her fingers slowly, then begins again. Sew, stir, lift, watch. This rhythm is gentle, even when the work is not. There is little idle time, but there is calm. At moments, women sit together, not to rest long, but to breathe. A shared look, a short laugh. Humor survives here too. Someone jokes about a stubborn pot, another about a child who eats more than expected. Laughter is soft, brief, but real. Evening will come later. More work waits before then. But for now, this part of the day continues, as it always has. Steady, connected. As you watch these moments quietly, you may notice something important. These women are not background figures. They are the rhythm, the slow beat that keeps the day moving forward without noise. In homes, workshops, markets, and shared paths, their work shapes medieval life hour by hour. No rush, no chaos, just calm movement under the passing sun. And as the day carries on, so do they. Hands busy, minds steady, lives woven carefully together, like stitches holding the whole world in place. Children are everywhere in the medieval world. You hear them before you see them. Soft footsteps, quiet laughs, the sound of curiosity, moving around without asking permission. Growing up here begins early, very early. A medieval child does not wake up and ask, "What should I do today?" Life answers that question for them. From a young age, children help their families, watching a younger brother or sister who is determined to explore danger. These jobs are not called chores. They are just part of being alive. A child follows a parent closely, learning the rhythm of work. Without knowing they are learning, they carry something light. Sometimes they spill it. No one gets angry. Spilling is how learning looks. Children are not expected to know everything. They are expected to try. When there is work happening, children are nearby, watching, listening. They learn by copying. A boy watches his father use a tool. Later, he picks up a smaller version and tries the same motion. Not perfectly, but with focus. A girl watches her mother sew. She takes a piece of thread and tries to do the same. The thread tangles immediately. This is normal. There are no long lessons, no lectures. Life is the lesson, but childhood is not only work. Between tasks, children play. Games are simple. No boards, no bright toys. A stone becomes a treasure. A stick becomes a sword, or a horse, or both at the same time. They run in short bursts, then stop suddenly, laugh, catch breath. Some play games with rules passed down quietly. Some make up new ones that make sense only for 5 minutes. That is more than enough time. They chase, they hide, they dare each other to do small, brave things. A child balances along a low wall and feels like a hero. Another jumps down and lands badly, then laughs like it was planned. Scraped knees happen. Tears too, but tears do not last long. Something else always needs attention. Most medieval children do not go to formal school. There are no classrooms waiting for them. Learning happens in real places. Homes, fields, workshops. They learn numbers, by counting objects. They learn responsibility by holding something important. They learn patience by waiting. Some children learn to read or write, but many do not, and that is not considered strange. Knowledge is passed through hands and voices. Stories are important. At night, children listen while adults talk. They hear stories again and again about people, about mistakes, about past seasons. They remember these stories well. They carry lessons inside them without noticing. Children are curious, very curious. They ask questions that adults answer only partly or not at all. Why does fire burn? Why does the sun move? Why can't we eat cake every day? Some questions remain unsolved, and life continues anyway. Curiosity here is quiet, but deep. Children watch animals closely, how a horse moves, how a dog listens. Adults do not sit children down to explain everything. They trust time to do that. Responsibility grows naturally. A child trusted with a task feels taller, stronger, even if the task is small. It matters. Watching animals, keeping an eye on fire, carrying a message. Mistakes happen, but trust remains. Children grow up surrounded by people, rarely alone. They know neighbors, workers, family friends. Many adults watch over many children. This shared life makes children confident in quiet ways. They know where they belong. As the day moves forward, children shift between work and play without clear lines, helping one moment, laughing the next. No strict schedule, just flowing time. At sunset, tiredness arrives honestly. Feet ache, eyes feel heavy. Children return home with dusty clothes and busy minds. They eat simply, then settle close to warmth. Someone tells a story. Someone hums. Sleep comes quickly. Deep sleep. There are no screens, no late night noise, just rest. Growing up in the Middle Ages is not easy, but it is steady. Children are not rushed to become something else. They become what they see, and what they see is life. Work, family, routine, and calm. They grow slowly, naturally, and as you watch, these children move through their day, helping, playing, learning. You may feel it, a simple kind of innocence, not soft, not fragile, but curious, present, like the medieval world itself, quietly teaching, slowly shaping, one ordinary day at a time. If you stand quietly in a medieval village and listen, there is one sound that belongs to everyone. The bell. It does not rush. It does not shout. It rings slowly, like it knows people are still waking up inside. This bell comes from the church. The church sits calmly near the center of village life, not trying to be fancy, just present, always there. Stone walls, worn smooth by time and weather. A simple shape, a small tower, rising gently above roofs and trees. For medieval people, the church is more than a building. It is a place where life pauses for a moment. You walk inside, and the air changes. It feels cooler, quieter. Light enters through small windows, landing softly on stone floors. Candles flicker near the walls. Their flames are small but brave. The smell is a mix of wax and smoke and stone. It feels old, comforting. People enter slowly. No one rushes in late and noisy. That would feel wrong here. Some sit, some stand, some kneel. Prayers are quiet, spoken softly, or held inside. No one explains everything. You do not have to understand faith fully to feel it. Silence does most of the work. Sound behaves differently here. Footsteps echo lightly. A cough feels louder than it should, and the person feels a little embarrassed for coughing at all. Candles drip slowly. Time seems to drip with them. The bell rings again outside, marking another part of the day. It tells people when to stop, when to start, when to remember something bigger than themselves. The church does not control time. It reminds people of it, and beyond the village, often set apart in quiet spaces, are monasteries. Monasteries are calm places, very calm, stone buildings, arranged around open courtyards, gardens kept neat, paths walked slowly. Here, monks live lives shaped by routine. They rise early, they pray, they work, they pray again. Not exciting, but very steady. Inside a monastery, voices are few. Silence has weight. In one room, monks sit at long wooden tables. Before them are pages, ink, quills. This is manuscript work, slow work. Each letter is written carefully, one by one. If a mistake happens, it cannot be erased. It simply becomes part of the page. Like life, writing is not rushed here. There is no deadline. Books are precious. Knowledge is protected by patience. A monk dips his quill into ink and continues, head bent, mind focused. Hours pass this way, quietly. Outside, bells ring again. Monks pause, stand, walk together. Prayers are spoken softly, sometimes sung. The sound moves through stone halls and out into the air, carried gently across fields. Villagers hear these sounds, not all the words, but the feeling. Faith spreads quietly back in the village. The church shapes the day, even for those who do not enter it. The bell signals work, rest, meals. It gives the day a structure. Without rules written down, people trust it. A farmer hears the bell and knows it is time to pause. A child hears it and knows the evening is close. The church also holds important moments, weddings, baptisms, goodbyes, life events gather here. People feel less alone. Inside, stone walls that have seen so much already. There is humor here too, soft and simple. A child tries to stay quiet and fails. A candle refuses to light properly. Someone smiles quietly. Faith does not always mean being serious. In monasteries, even monks have their small jokes. A raised eyebrow, a shared glance during long work. Silence makes these moments louder in a gentle way. As the afternoon moves on, churches remain open. People pass by. Some step inside. Some stop and touch the stone wall briefly. A habit, a comfort. The spiritual calm spreads outward. Villages slow down because bells say it is time to slow down. There is no rushing faith, no hurry to believe harder, just a steady presence. As evening approaches, candlelight becomes stronger inside the church. Shadows stretch long across stone floors. Prayers soften even more. Voices lower. The world outside quiets down in response. At night, monasteries glow faintly in the distance. Few lights, enough. Monks settle into rest. Villages do the same. The bell rings one last time. A calm sound, a good sound. It tells everyone that today has been held, watched, remembered. And as you stand in this gentle medieval quiet, you may feel it too. Not excitement, not urgency, just peace. A shared rhythm across homes, fields, villages, and stone halls. Faith here is not loud. It does not argue. It sits patiently, like the bell, waiting to ring again when the time is right. And with that soft sound fading into night air, the medieval world rests. Slowly, together, under the same quiet sky. As the day begins to lean toward afternoon, something very important happens. In the medieval world, people get hungry, not suddenly, not in a dramatic way, just a quiet feeling that says, yes, it is time to eat again. Food here is not entertainment. It is not a reward. It is not something people argue about online. Food is fuel, warmth, comfort. Let us start with the star of every medieval meal. Bread. Bread is everywhere. If medieval life had a main character, bread would be standing center stage, arms crossed, looking proud. Thick bread, dark bread, sometimes soft, often firm. This bread does not crumble politely. It holds together. It has confidence. People eat bread in the morning, at midday, in the evening. If a meal feels too small, bread fixes that problem. If a meal feels missing something, bread answers silently. I am enough. Grain is ground by hand or mill. Dough is mixed slowly. Ovens are watched carefully. Bread takes time, and time makes it matter. Alongside bread comes soup. Soup is not fancy either. It does not promise excitement. It promises warmth. A pot sits over the fire, gently bubbling. Inside are vegetables, roots, leaves, whatever the day allowed. Carrots, onions, turnips, nothing wasted ever. A handful of herbs is added, not measured, just known. Herbs give taste. They also give a small feeling of skill, which is nice. The soup cooks slowly. It does not rush because it cannot. Stirring happens now and then. Someone lifts the lid, smells, nods. Yes, that will do. Meals are often eaten near the fire, not because it looks nice, because it is warm. Families sit close, very close. A bench, a stool, the floor. Everyone fits somehow. Bowls are simple, wood or clay. Spoons are shared sometimes. This is normal. People trust each other more than they trust germs they cannot see. There is no music playing, no background noise, just crackling fire, breathing, quiet movement. Food is eaten slowly, not because people are trying to enjoy every flavor, because the food is hot. Burning your tongue is not heroic. People blow gently on soup. They wait. A child tries to drink too fast, learns an important lesson, and waits next time. There is no rush to finish. Time here is patient. Vegetables are simple, steamed, boiled, sometimes roasted in fire. If fuel allows, meat exists, but not every day. It is special. It is stretched. When it appears, it is respected. But today might be a vegetable day, and that is fine. Food does not arrive from far away often. It comes from nearby fields, gardens, or animals. That connection matters. When people eat, they know where their food came from. Someone planted it. Someone watched it grow. Someone carried it home. Meals are shared, even when portions are small. Sharing makes them feel larger. Someone passes bread. Someone pours soup. Not many words are spoken. Eating is calm. Thankful, not thankful in a loud way. Not announced, just felt after a long morning of work. A warm meal feels like relief. Shoulders relax. Breathing slows. Children sit quietly for a few moments, which is impressive. Someone smiles when the soup tastes right. Someone nods. That nod means everything. There is gentle humor too. A piece of bread breaks unexpectedly. Someone drops a spoon. No one panics. It can be washed or not. Food is respected. But life is not strict. After eating, bowls are cleaned quickly, not polished, just ready for next time. Leftovers matter. They will appear later, maybe in a different form. Soup becomes thicker the next day. This is normal, sometimes even better. As evening approaches, another meal may happen, or maybe not much more than bread and something warm to drink. People eat enough. They do not eat until full, just full enough to sleep well. And sleep matters here. Sitting near the fire after eating becomes its own moment. No one jumps up to do something else immediately. Digesting is taken seriously. People lean back, stare into fire, say little things. Stories may start, or may not. Sometimes silence is the point. Food in medieval life is slow by nature. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be ordered quickly. And because of that, people slow down too. Meals are not skipped easily. They are anchors in the day. Morning work leads to food. Food leads to rest. Rest leads back to work. A gentle cycle as you imagine this simple meal. Bread in hand, warm soup nearby, fire breathing softly. You may feel it. A deep calm, not because the food is perfect, but because it is enough. Enough warmth, enough company, enough time. And as the fire burns lower and bowls are set aside, the medieval world pauses once more. Fed, quiet, content, waiting patiently for the next slow moment to arrive. Evening does not rush into the medieval world. It arrives the same way everything else does here. Slowly, politely, the sun begins to lower itself behind fields and hills. Its light softens. The bright day turns warm and golden, like the world is yawning. After a long stretch, shadows grow longer across the land. Fields that were busy only hours ago now feel quiet, peaceful. From a distance, the castle on the hill catches the last light. Stone walls glow gently for a moment, then slowly darken. The flags move lazily in the evening wind, no longer interested in impressing anyone. Work is ending, not suddenly, just naturally. Farmers begin to turn back toward the village. Tools rest over shoulders. Feet move slower now. The hard part of the day is done. Backs feel tired, hands feel heavy, but there is comfort in knowing that the sun agrees. It is time to stop. Oxen and horses are guided home, not pulled, not rushed. They know this path well. They walk it like they are finishing a thought. In the village, animals are secured. Chickens are gently pushed back into their places. Some resist. They always do. A sheep wanders off at the last second, pretending not to hear its name. Someone sighs and follows it patiently. Doors to pens are closed. Straps are checked. Everything is made safe for the night. The sounds of work begin to fade. No more hammering. No more tools scraping earth. Instead, you hear footsteps returning. Soft, slow, people greet each other as they pass. Not long conversations, just small acknowledgments. Everyone looks a little tired in the same way. That kind of tiredness that feels earned. The streets begin to empty. Narrow stone paths that were busy earlier now breathe in quiet. Carts are parked. Shutters are closed. A shop door closes with a gentle thud. That is enough noise for the evening. Children are called back inside, some reluctantly, some already half asleep, on their feet. A parent places a hand on a small shoulder and guides them home. No words needed. The light changes again. Colors soften, edges blur. The village does not panic when light fades. It expects it. Candles appear in windows one by one. Small flames, glowing like stars fallen closer to earth. Inside homes, fires are brought back to life. Not large, just warm. The crackling sound fills rooms gently. It is the sound of evening. Families gather again in the same space where the morning began. Shoes are removed. Tools are set aside. Bodies relax. Someone sits heavily. Someone stretches quietly. No one is in a hurry now. Supper, if it has not already happened, is simple. Bread, something warm. Food tastes better when the day is ending. After eating, people sit near the fire, not doing much. This is important work too. Talking happens softly, or not at all. Someone pokes the fire with a stick and watches sparks rise briefly, then disappear. This never gets old. Outside, the streets grow silent. Only a few footsteps remain. A guard's calm walk, a late traveler hurrying home. The sky turns deeper blue. Stars begin to appear, one by one. Not rushed, animals settle. You hear them breathing, shifting, getting comfortable. Life folds in on itself for the night. The castle grows quiet too. Guards stand in softer light. Movements are slower. Nothing is expected to change now. This is the calmest part of the day. Inside homes, warmth takes over. Firelight paints moving shapes on wooden walls. Faces glow softly. Everything feels closer. Children grow quiet without noticing. Eyes blink slower. Heads lean. Someone tells a short story. Not dramatic, just familiar. Someone else listens with half a smile. Laughter appears once, soft, then fades into quiet again. The world is not ending tonight. Nothing urgent waits. This is a good evening. As darkness settles fully, the village sinks into deep calm. No loud nighttime life. No glowing streets. Just night. People prepare to sleep. Straw beds are arranged. Blankets are pulled close. Fire is reduced carefully, not put out completely. It will be needed again. Outside, the last sounds disappear. An owl calls briefly, then stops. The medieval world has officially slowed to its quietest speed. And as you imagine this evening, warm firelight, silent streets, tired bodies finally resting, you may feel the same thing they do. Relief. The day is done. Tomorrow will arrive when it is ready. But for now, everything rests. Night has settled fully now. The sky outside is dark and wide. Stars are awake. The wind has slowed down. Inside medieval homes, the world feels smaller again. Warmer, closer. The fire burns low and steady. Candles are lit carefully, one by one. Each flame is small, but together they soften the room. This is the time of day when nobody works anymore, not because rules say so, but because bodies decide it for them. People sit near the fire, very near. Benches are pulled close. Children curl up beside parents, sometimes almost on top of them. Personal space takes a break. The day has been long, and this moment belongs to everyone. Stories begin, not planned ones, not written ones, simple stories. Someone starts talking about something that happened earlier. A cart that lost a wheel, a chicken that refused to go home. The chicken gets blamed for having strong opinions. Everyone agrees. A short laugh moves through the room. Not loud, just enough. Stories drift from the small to the old. Someone tells a story they heard when they were a child. They do not remember every detail. That is fine. Stories here are not about accuracy. They are about feeling. They explain the world a little or make it less serious. Children listen closely, eyes wide in candlelight. They already know these stories, but hearing them again feels safe. A hero who made a mistake, a trickster who learned a lesson, a tale where nobody dies loudly. Perfect bedtime content. Candle flames flicker gently. Shadows move on walls, stretching, shrinking. Somebody hums, softly, barely there, a tune without words, passed down through memory. No one knows where it started. Music in medieval homes is simple. If there is an instrument, it is small. A flute, a lute, sometimes just hands, tapping lightly on wood. Someone strums a few notes. Slow, careful, the sound fills the room without trying to escape it. No loud singing, no performance, just sound to sit with. Children lean closer, heads rest on shoulders. Adults relax deeper, without screens. The eyes have nothing bright to chase. They rest naturally, without noise. The ears stop waiting for interruption. Emotions drift to the surface here. Not big emotions, quiet ones. Comfort, belonging. People feel close because they are close. No one is distracted. No one looks away. Every few seconds, faces glow in candlelight. Expressions soften. A parent places a blanket over a child without stopping the story. A small act, a big meaning. Someone yawns. Nobody teases them. Yawning is encouraged now. The fire pops softly. Everyone watches it for a moment. Even fire knows it is time to be calm. Stories become slower. Sentences stretch. Pauses grow longer. The storyteller forgets parts. No one corrects them. It is okay. Music fades in and out. A few notes, then silence, then one more note. Like a goodbye, the candle flickers lower. People begin to shift positions. Lying down, leaning. This is not an announcement of bedtime. It is a gentle agreement. Children are almost asleep. Their breathing deepens. Adults notice, but do not point it out. Pointing might wake them. Conversation slows to whispers, then stops. Silence arrives, not an empty silence, a full one. It wraps around the room like a blanket. Outside, the village is quiet. No carts, no calls, only distant night sounds. An owl maybe, then nothing again. Candlelight is reduced. One flame remains. The room grows dim. People prepare to sleep. Without ceremony, straw beds are arranged. Blankets pulled. Someone adjusts the fire for the night. Careful, always careful. No one checks the time. They do not need to. Bodies already know. As everyone settles, the last bits of the day melt away. Worries do not follow into sleep easily here. There is nothing glowing, nothing demanding attention. Just rest. Children fall asleep first. Always. Adults follow slowly. The candle is blown out. Darkness returns. Soft, complete. The medieval home breathes together. This is how sleep begins here. Not forced, not delayed. Prepared gently by stories, music, warmth, and closeness. And as the night deepens, the whole village does the same. Homes quiet, fires low, people resting under the same sky. No screens, no noise, just the calm end of a day. And if you are listening still, you may feel it too. That gentle pull toward sleep. You do not have to resist it. The candle has gone out. The stories are done. The night knows what to do next.